right, so Michael O'Donnell. I am the brand new co-CEO of SEW. Been with the company for a grand total of around a week. Very excited about the opportunity. A little bit about my background, I think as a lot of people know, I was with SAP for almost 24 years, multitude of roles, and ran the utilities organization at SAP for a very long period of time before taking over as the Chief Revenue Officer of the supply chain organization at SAP. And for me, coming over to SEW and having conversations with Deepak about what the potential was of the company and the business and getting back into the utilities and energy and renewable space was really important to me. So super excited about the opportunity and looking forward to what's next. Yeah, so if I were to have to describe SEW in one word, being very new, the word I would use is helpful. I've actually found this my entire career in the time that I've engaged and worked with SEW. The people there, now my colleagues, have always been extraordinarily helpful and focused on helping myself, helping the customers, helping the ecosystem really get better. And I'm excited to be part of that. I believe in the idea of being helpful and being helping to people. So I think it aligns well with my core beliefs and values, and I think it is a really good word that describes the organization. For me, we work so many hours every day and week. I think it's an imperative as you kind of build the culture of your organization and your team that you infuse fun into everything you do. We work way too hard not to actually enjoy ourselves and have a good time with each other and really make it a positive environment. So for me, it is always about making it actually a fun experience. You still need to be productive, get the job done, but doesn't mean you can't have a good time doing it and put smile on people's faces and just do fun things and really infuse that into everything that you do. I think for me, coming in and coming from where I've come from, a very large organization with all sorts of structure in place where there's a lot of measurements as far as making sure that we're delivering the outcomes that we've really discussed with our customer ecosystem and making sure that they're actually getting what they expect to be getting. And so part of, I think, for me, the excitement of thinking about things about delivering value, we'll be really focusing in and working on that and making sure that we have the right constructs in place to really be able to do that effectively at scale. So when we think about kind of all this evolution that's taken place for SEW and growth and really good things as far as new customers and really helping them along the way, as you get bigger and bigger, there's more structure that needs to be put in place. And so for me coming in, I am really going to be focused around how we do that at scale. And so really excited about it. Yeah, I think anybody who's ever met Deepak knows about thinking big. It's really funny to me, the conversations that he and I have had recently have really been focused around growth of the company, going from 1.4 million, I'll say customer engagements to 4 billion and doing that over the next 4 years, which is, there's a lot of work that needs to be done in order for that to be happening effectively. And this morning when I was up on stage with Deepak, he actually had the number 8 billion, which is actually every human that is on the planet. So I don't think you can get any bigger than that as far as a vision for growth, but I actually really appreciate the sentiment behind it. And I think for me, it's about how we affect every person's life in a positive way, right? If they're able to make better decisions on how they're consuming their energy, water, and really feeling empowered to be able to be more proactive in how they're doing that, that is such an important thing, and I think it's going to become more important as the future moves on and being able to conserve and do the right things. I think the growth possibilities are endless for us. It's just a matter of us being able to do the right things to be able to get there. So yeah, so I have two. The first one, and it's funny because I think most people that meet me might not think this, but everybody who knows me knows that this is a big thing for me, and I always espouse the virtues of it, is meditation. It's just something I've made part of my life and a practice I do every morning to really start my day, and I found that it really, it centers me, it frees me up mentally to allow me to be more productive. The second one, and the one I'm not quite as good at, but I highly espouse the virtues of it, is to really do less more effectively. I think a lot of times we're always trying to get things done and move to the next thing and keep going forward and keep going forward. And we end up at the end of each day and we did a ton of things, but how productive were we really? And I think sometimes when you sit back and you assess kind of the work that you did, how much of it was really meaningful, differentiated, helping produce really impactful outcomes. And I think a lot of times we find that we just do busy work, and it's just what's in front of our face at that point in time. So I try to hold myself to the fact of really focusing on the things that are important and really trying to do kind of less, because I am very prone to just getting a bunch of stuff done. And I found that it's really allowed me to actually be more impactful in the things that I am doing. So I would highly recommend that you do that self-assessment and do that as much as you possibly can.